Morning, thank you. Morning, thank you. President Foley, Speaker Scheer, members of the legislature, distinguished guests, friends, fellow Nebraskans, and of course, our First Lady, my lovely wife, Suzanne. Good morning. Once again, congratulations on the commencement of the 106th Nebraska Legislature. And congratulations, Speaker Scheer, on your re-election. I look forward to working with you. This unicameral is a unique institution among legislative bodies in our nation. Each of you has a solemn responsibility as one of 49 citizen legislators to represent the best interests of your constituents. As I begin, I want to take a moment to welcome the newest members of the body. Each of you brings significant experiences and perspectives. Senator Arch has a background in healthcare management. Senators Brandt, Merman, and Dorn will be voices for agriculture as we work to grow our #1 industry. Senators Kavanaugh and DeBoer have experience in higher education. Senator Gregert is a 40-year veteran of the Air Force and the Nebraska National Guard. Senators Hansen, Hunt, LaGrone, and Slama bring important perspectives as entrepreneurs, small business owners, and young professionals. Senator Lathrop is a seasoned legislator as he returns. And Senator Mosier is a small business owner and a former public servant as the mayor of Columbus. Let's recognize this new class and welcome them again. In the coming weeks and months, each of us will experience or use our experience as we shape public policy to work together. Our republic works best when we find areas of collaboration where we can put Nebraskans first. As we begin our work this year, I am happy to report to you that the state of the state is strong and growing. Last week, I relayed to you in my inaugural address that Nebraska has achieved high marks over the past year. We are the #1 state for fiscal condition, #2 for cost of doing business and regulatory environment. We have the 3rd highest wage growth of any state since 2014. We have the 4th best workforce participation rate. Forbes says we are the 5th best state overall for business, and we have the 6th lowest unemployment rate in the country. Over the past 4 years, we have strengthened Nebraskans' place in the world with our 4 pillars of growth, which include developing our people, cutting the regulatory red tape, controlling spending so we can deliver tax relief, and promoting Nebraska both nationally and internationally. This has led us to back-to-back awards for the most economic development projects per capita of any state in the nation. In our work this year, it is important to remember that even as the state is employing record numbers of Nebraskans, our #1 industry, agriculture, is grappling with low commodity prices. Since 2013, farm income in Nebraska has been cut by over 60%. Think about that for a moment. When a family's income falls by over half, you are forced to make tough decisions that have a significant impact on your way of life. During this session and throughout the year, we must work to expand opportunities for our farm and ranch families. We are doing that in the area of value-added agriculture so that more families can bring the next generation home to the family farm. Last year, we welcomed 6 new counties into the state's livestock-friendly county program for a total of 49. Layering in livestock into the family operation is a game changer for many families. Take, for example, the Scholes family of Seward County. 3 generations of Scholeses have joined us here today under the north balcony. They recently received approval to build a barn to raise chickens for Costco. Their new poultry operation will allow Joe, the 3rd generation and a recent graduate of the University of Nebraska, to return to the family farm. Please help me welcome and congratulate Joe and the Scholes family. As I worked on this 2-year budget, I had one thing in mind: the people of Nebraska. We have a responsibility to the people we care for and the people who pay the bills, the taxpayers. Let's put Nebraskans first as we work on this budget. In all my budgets, I have worked to keep the rate of growth at about 3% or less. The budget I am presenting to you today is no different. It keeps the rate of spending growth to 3.1%. A significant portion of this spending increase is attributable to Medicaid expansion and state aid to public schools. In my budget, state agencies continue to control spending growth with an average 2-year operations increase of just 2.3%. Even while controlling spending, we have prioritized new initiatives to help grow Nebraska, recognize the dignity of human life, and protect public safety. With this budget, we can do more to help grow Nebraska in 3 ways. First, we are doing more to help Nebraskans take great-paying jobs. Job creators across this state name workforce as the top priority. We have a low unemployment rate, a high labor force participation rate, and lots of great jobs. With the right opportunities, the next generations of Nebraskans can find a pathway that gives them the career they need to stay in Nebraska and enjoy the good life. Take, for example, the story of Chris Neitzer. Chris started high school with industrial arts classes. After graduation, he took a job in a fabrication shop, which then led to a career with Miller Electric, starting as an apprentice. He has earned his associate's degree, bachelor's degree, and master's in business administration while working, thanks to tuition reimbursement programs and scholarships. This gave him over $100,000 of education with relatively little debt. Today, he is the prefabrications operations manager at Miller Electric. Chris's story is important because he was exposed to opportunities in his field at an early age, and he was able to take advantage of them because of an apprenticeship, scholarships, and tuition reimbursement. Please help me welcome Chris, who is with us in the north balcony. To help more Nebraskans like Chris find great careers, I am making 2 new proposals. As previously announced, I am recommending the creation of the Nebraska Talent Scholarships Program to help our community colleges, state colleges, and university system attract even more students in targeted programs from engineering to healthcare with over 2,100 new scholarships. Additionally, I am recommending the expansion of the Developing Youth Talent Initiative to connect more middle school students to opportunities in manufacturing and IT with an additional $1.25 million annually. This program has already impacted 7,000 students, and this expansion will help reach even more. Working together to create more pathways, we can help connect more Nebraskans with the countless great opportunities available in communities across the state. Second, my budget also takes new steps to make state government more effective, more efficient, and more customer-focused. Over the past 2 years, we have worked together to successfully create a Department of Transportation and a unified Veterans Agency. This year, Senator Hughes and I are proposing to bring together the Department of Environmental Quality and the Energy Office, creating a Department of Environment and Energy. That will allow the state to form a more unified vision and strategic plan for our work in these related areas. Senator Lowe and I are also recommending moving 3 key safety inspection programs from the Department of Labor to the State Fire Marshal's Office to better align with its purpose of protecting public safety. The third priority we're working on in this budget is tax relief. Thanks to our work on controlling spending over the past few years, we have been able to build new tax relief into this budget. Property tax relief is the #1 priority Nebraskans want as I travel the state. And many of you have shared similar stories with me from your districts. I have 3 property tax relief proposals. First, my budget provides $51 million in new direct property tax relief through the Property Tax Credit Relief Fund each year. This is a 23% increase in property tax relief from this fund to all Nebraska property owners. Second, Senator Lindstrom and I are recommending that we establish a statutory floor of $275 million for the Property Tax Credit Relief Fund. This will give taxpayers more certainty about future tax relief. And third, Senator Linehan and I are proposing to establish a 3% cap on property taxes levied by local governments. Over the past decade, local property taxes have risen by over 57%. To deliver long-term structural relief, it is important that we limit the growth of property taxes. Our proposal comes in the form of a constitutional amendment, which must be approved of by the people after receiving your consideration. These proposals together will help deliver immediate relief and structural reform. Furthermore, I stand ready to work with all of you on additional property tax relief proposals, such as Senator Urban's Income Potential Valuation Bill, which would help deliver much-needed reform to our property tax system. I know there will be many proposals introduced this year. As we work together on property tax relief, any proposal should help control spending, fit into the budget, and cannot raise taxes on one group of people to reduce taxes on another. My last proposal in the area of tax policy delivers tax relief for Nebraska's veterans. Thank you to Senators Brewer, Blood, Bosselman, Clements, Crawford, Greger, Linehan, and Lowe for your work on this initiative to help make Nebraska a better place to retire as a veteran. Our proposal is a 50% tax cut for all veterans receiving military retirement benefits. 5 out of our 6 surrounding states do not tax veterans' retirement benefits. This proposal is a step forward, which makes Nebraska more tax competitive so that we can keep our veterans and their families here after retirement. Numerous veterans and representatives from the Nebraska National Guard have joined us here today and are sitting in the north balcony. Please help me recognize them. Thank you for your service. Another important area that will be addressed in the session is incentives. You all have already started an important conversation about the future of Nebraska Advantage and what the state's tax incentives should look like. Across the nation, incentives are an important tool for attracting new jobs and investments. As you work to reform incentives, I encourage you to keep in mind these goals. Nebraskans want tax policy that is simple, transparent, accountable, and attracts higher-paying jobs. Finally, there are a few more items that I want to highlight in my budget. My budget implements Initiative 427, fully funds state aid to K-12 public schools, recognizes the dignity of human life, and protects public safety. In November, voters approved Medicaid expansion, and my budget recommendation reflects the vote of the people in Nebraska. Right now, the Medicaid team is working to fulfill the direction of the initiative to file a state plan with the federal government by April 1st. My budget provides new aid to K-12 public schools by fully funding the $103.8 million TIOSA increase. This means the formula will provide a record $1.1 billion in annual school aid. As I've noted before, Nebraska is a pro-life state. My budget contains the pro-life language approved by the body last year. Furthermore, I want to commend Senator Albright for her continued work to protect the dignity of the unborn life. I look forward to working with all of you this session as we represent pro-life Nebraska and look for new ways to support expecting mothers and unborn children. We must also continue to protect public safety and Nebraska's communities. Each year, we have collaborated in bringing about important change in our corrections system. Together, we have completed sentencing reforms for nonviolent offenders. We have invested in our prisons and are upgrading our physical plant of our facilities to help deliver programming that we need to reduce the recidivism rate. We are assessing inmates more quickly to connect them with the right programming. And we've invested in additional staff and staff retention incentives. As you know, there is more work to be done. While sentencing reforms have helped control population growth in our prisons, new felony admissions mean our population has not decreased at the rate expected. My budget recommends an additional 384 high-security beds, which will help assist in bringing our prison population below the emergency level set by the legislature. I look forward to working with Chairman Stinner, the Appropriations Committee, and the entire body to pass this budget. As we work together this session, many challenges and opportunities lie ahead. Let's roll up our sleeves to connect Nebraskans to great-paying jobs, to control spending, to make government more effective, to deliver tax relief for our veterans, and to cut property taxes. This session and this budget present an opportunity to put the priorities of the taxpayers and the people of Nebraska first. I ask for your help in enacting this vision to grow Nebraska. God bless you all, and God bless the great state of Nebraska.